Hey guys! Today I wanted to talk about the types of journals I use because I have a lot of journals and I never talk about them on my channel, but I like them. So, content. Should have thought this through and organized. First, I'm going to start with my oldest kinds of journals and go from there. The first kind is basically a diary, and you just write whatever you want in paragraph form. It's not as artistic. I sometimes doodle or put in stickers, but it's mostly just straight writing in pencil, colored pens, anything that works on the paper. I started these journals in October 2014, which for me was 7th grade. When it comes to the type of notebooks I use for these journals, it could really be anything that fits into 2 rules, although one rule is stricter than the other. I want the binding of my pages to be in sections rather than individually, because when you bind them individually, you get what happened with this attempt of journaling that I did in 6th grade. Because this journal is bound individually, the pages just fall out and they're really hard to keep track of. And the reason my 6th grade journal was unsuccessful is partially because 6th grade me did not have the discipline to write regularly, and I would try to catch myself up on everything, and it was just really difficult. And partially because all my pages ended up out of order because they kept falling out. So that is my number 1 strictest rule. They have to be bound together. My second rule is that I don't typically use spirals, but I do have this notebook that I got as a gift, and it's Harry Potter, and I'm probably going to use it as my next journal. A lot of the journals I used for diary journaling were actually gifts. One of my grandmas got me this one, and the other grandma got me this one, and these I both got from different friends. My next type of journal is bullet journaling. This one goes from August 2018 to December 2019, and this one I started in 2020. As you see, these notebooks I have decorated with stickers, which I don't do with my regular journals. The bullet journals are basically meant to schedule my life as well as being a creative outlet. So these have more fun and visually pleasing spreads than the diary journals, and have a more practical purpose in some ways because they help me plan my everyday life. I also love bullet journaling because of how flexible it is, so on weeks where I might have forgotten to draw it, I could just sketch a quick week in pencil. And also it allowed me to adapt my calendar when the quarantine started, so I wasn't still taking up as much space because I had significantly less things to do. And I also made special quarantine spreads that made sure I was getting my schoolwork done and remembering to check in on my friends and eat all 3 meals in the day and watch the movies I wanted to watch and all that good stuff. For the bullet journals, I used a moleskin dotted journal for my first one and then moved to the Scribbles That Matter. And you will see from this point on that I love Scribbles That Matter. Death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay. It can do is delay it for a while. Next we have what I call my life bullet journal. This is the B5 Scribbles That Matter, and as you see I covered it in stickers and need some more over here, but ultimately stickers. This journal is essentially just for fun bullet journal spreads that maybe I wanted to do in my bullet journal, but I didn't want to take up space because I like fitting my entire year into one notebook when it comes to the bullet journaling. So I end up trying to conserve space and lessen down on the fun spreads. But the fun spreads is part of the reason why I took up bullet journaling in the first place. So I created my life bullet journal to just put in fun things and decorative things that will either be necessary past the lifetime of my journal or aren't necessary at all except for having fun. Finally, my most recent addition to my journal family is my media journal. This is an A5 Scribbles That Matter, and I haven't gotten around to decorating it yet, aside from this little peach paint palette sticker. This one I just started this month, and it is to keep track of the books, movies, shows, and music I consume every month. I also have a spot for life goals, just because That's another thing that I like putting in my regular bullet journal, but sometimes leave out to save space. And if I have a whole bullet journal devoted to that type of thing, then I never have to leave it out. This one's also fun because I just put a lot of effort into the artwork on the cover designs, and it made me happy and was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks! Bye!